11 News at noon starts now. Well, welcome into your Election Central. As we reach the second half of the day, America is deciding on its future. In minutes, you'll hear from our team in the field covering the voting process as it happens locally. But first, meteorologist Tracy Bean is in the Weather Center with an impact alert in full effect. Tracy, tell us what we need to know about the forecast today.
Well, we do have that THV 11 weather impact alert for this election day, and it's valid until 2 o'clock this afternoon. We could still see some of those storms and heavy rainfall for the next few hours. I'm going to need to make sure we're being aware of those wet roads and flooding. That has definitely been an issue off to the west. And make sure you have a voting plan. If you are standing in line, there's a thunderstorm in the area. Make sure you are standing in line safely, voting safely to make your voice heard. Looking at this 3-hour radar loop here, not a lot going on, and we can see most of that activity has pushed off to the east, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning, but it is down in the most southern portion of the state for Ashley and Morehouse County until 1 p.m. Starting to see all of these storms push off to the east, and in central Arkansas just a few showers, but you'll see back behind that we have more headed our way, but we are going to start to see these rain totals really add up across the state. Northwest Arkansas saw their fair share of rain. Your Election day forecast is looking much better. Still looking for a few showers, but will start to clear up late afternoon, early evening.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Well, Election Day is finally here, and the weather has not stopped voters from showing up to make their voices heard. Our team is keeping an eye on many polling places across central Arkansas. THV 11's Maya Ellison is live at Chenal Valley Baptist Church, where she caught up with a few voters and checked out how the morning is going so far. Maya, how's it looking out there?
Well, Jurnee, if you can tell behind me, we've had some supporters here since 10:30 when we arrived. They've been supporting, they've been cheering voters on, even drivers walking by or driving by, honking and things like that. The rain has stopped. It's slowed up. I've taken my hood off, but that has not stopped voters for showing up. We arrived at 10:30 this morning, and when we got here, I spoke with the poll worker who told me that lines were out of the door as early as 6:40 this morning. Now, when we went inside, we were able to see that they were accommodating to voters even when it got a little packed inside. One voter told me that he went through the line as quick as 20 minutes or less.
It was really smooth. They checked my ID, which I really liked. It was very good integrity in there. Got to vote very smoothly, not too long of lines, so it all went well.
Well, it was excellent. I mean, for all the rain, and I thought the lines would be outside, and they had a nice staging area that you can go and sit in. And it went by literally, there was probably 50 people in front of me. I was in there 20 minutes, and I actually made a mistake on my ballot. They caught it, and I thought the process went really well.
Now, throughout the day, we'll be watching at different precincts, but I want to make sure that you all are aware that when you are going out to vote, there are a few things you should not forget. One being your license. Make sure you bring your ID to ensure that you can come in and vote. Another is that when you arrive, you may not go to the same precinct that you might have saw on THV11.com for early voting. So make sure that in order to find the correct precinct you're supposed to go to for Election Day, visit THV11.com. Back to you, Jurnee.
All right, Maya, thank you. Well, all the information you just heard is available to you right at this moment by texting the word VOTE, that is VOTE, to 501-376-1111, and you'll get a link to the THV 11 voter guide. There you'll have access to a variety of election-related information to help guide you through the process. Now, there's 7 hours and 27 minutes left to cast your vote in the general election, and throughout the day, free rides are being offered to people needing a trip to the polls. Even if you live in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Sherwood, or Conway, you can ride for free through Rock Region Metro. Local churches and neighbors are also stepping up. To reach them, just dial the number there on your screen. That is 686-2419 with an area code of 870. Those volunteering time behind the wheel say their goal is to ensure everyone has the chance to vote.
We've got 20 individual volunteers, and that's growing just about every hour. So we've got people close to people that can go over and give the neighbor a ride that they didn't even know. So we can make it convenient, and we can get them where they need to go vote.
We have additional details about free rides posted right now online at THV11.com. And we're hours away from learning the potential outcome of this election cycle, and your candidates for president are racing against the clock to win the undecided vote. Christian Benavides takes you on the campaign trail for the final push to voters.
Across the country, Americans are exercising their right to vote.
I want my vote counted, and so that's why I'm out at 7 o'clock in the morning.
The most important thing we have is to vote.
The latest CBS News polls show Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump basically tied in 7 key battleground states.
If you were on the fence, you hadn't really been paying attention.
Think of it. This is it. This is the last one that we're going to have to do.
Trump cast his own vote in Florida today.
I ran a great campaign. I think it was maybe the best of the 3.
Harris already mailed in her ballot.
It is time for a new generation of leadership in America.
More than 81 million Americans have already cast their ballot before Election Day. Here in Georgia, they saw record early voting turnout.
Many voters are ready to put an end to the tumultuous campaign cycle.
Once the votes are cleared, we can I feel like everybody can kind of move forward because I feel like a lot of people stop.
Whoever wins, we're all Americans, so yeah, got to support them.
Trump and his running mate will ride out the night at Mar-a-Lago, while Harris and her VP pick will be at her alma mater, Howard University in Washington, D.C. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Atlanta.
Parts of the state have seen record turnout for early voting, but a stormy night is forcing some areas into emergency mode to ensure the Arkansas election process can withstand the test of severe weather. With a tornado warning going into effect on Monday, places like Shasta County are already rolling out an emergency plan. Their primary goal is to communicate any changes to voters. With there being a risk for power outages, election officials also have a primary focus on keeping voting machines running.
It would be to ensure the safety of the equipment, so it would be moved to a location where we would feel it was secure. If we've kept 4 trucks on site to be able to move the equipment quickly if we are able to, if we're not putting our team in danger doing so.
Well, right now, power is out for roughly 2,400 customers across part of the state, but polling sites are actively working to stay open. Now, this afternoon, we're continuing to see widespread damage from the northwestern region of the state after people were forced to deal with high winds, heavy rainfall, and debris. We're seeing this video out of the Ozarks. RDOT says all lanes on State Highway 23 in Franklin County are shut down due to flooding. Right now, Franklin County Emergency Management Team says the county judge will have the road department working on a temporary repair. Well, turning now to a THV 11 crime alert. This afternoon, we're learning more about a deadly shooting at an apartment complex in Pine Bluff. Police were first called to Suzanne Apartments shortly before 5 o'clock yesterday. After arriving, they found 22-year-old Taryn Desmuke shot in the parking lot. Leon Johnson later turned himself into police and is now being held on first-degree murder. Well, as we wind down to Election Day, we're highlighting key factors of what unites our country. Stay with us for a one-of-a-kind trip at 12:16.
Well, looking at your Election Day forecast, it started out very rainy and windy. It's getting slightly better. Stay with me. I'll let you know if you still need to head to the polls when a good time to head out would be.